Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into a really innovative case study that asks a huge question. How do you give top-notch leadership training to the people who need it most but can often afford it the least? All right, so to really get why this project is such a game changer, we have to start with the problem itself. And believe me, it is a big one. Just look at that number. Wow. A recent study found that for almost 95% of leaders in sub-Saharan Africa, the single biggest thing stopping them from getting trained is money. It's just too expensive. It's like a massive wall locking away all that incredible potential. But here's the thing. It's not just about the cost. Even if the training was free, you'd still have a huge chunk of people, almost half, who couldn't get to it because of bad infrastructure. And then you have basic logistics like transportation, blocking another third. The people behind this project call this a great imbalance, and it's basically starving local leaders of the resources they need. So, with a problem that big and that complicated, where do you even start? Well, the answer, funnily enough, begins with a really powerful metaphor. This right here, this single idea, this proverb from a Ghanaian leader became the absolute heart of the entire solution. It's a total shift in thinking, right? It's moving away from just serving someone a pre-made meal of knowledge and instead inviting them in to cook it together. And that's exactly what they did. They created the Kingdom Catalyst course, or KCC, and the whole thing is built around this kitchen idea. It's not about shipping a Western curriculum overseas. It's about creating this collaborative space where leaders from all over the world are in the kitchen, co-creating the content side by side. And, the language they use here is really telling. This isn't just about a new training program. This is a direct challenge to the old way of doing things, where one voice dominates. They want to move to what they call a polyvocal future. That means many voices, and polycentric, meaning many centers of wisdom and leadership all around the globe. Okay, so to guide what happens in this new collaborative kitchen, the entire course is built on a really simple but super profound philosophy. So the framework actually takes inspiration from a pretty well-known phrase in global mission circles. But, and this is important, they made one crucial addition. They added the whole person, recognizing that any real transformation has to start with the individual. And here's how that all fits together. It's this beautiful, integrated system. The training is designed to develop the whole person, who then helps mobilize the whole church. And together they bring a whole gospel, one that cares about both spiritual and social needs, to the whole world, which isn't just a place on a map, but every part of society. So that's the big, inspiring idea. But how do you actually turn that amazing philosophy into a practical plan that people can actually use to learn? Well, they've got a very clear roadmap. This year is all about the foundational planning. Next year, 2025, is heads down on creating content and building key partnerships. And all of that is leading up to a prototype launch in September of 2026. Now check this out. The content itself is broken into these 4-part micro-lessons, and this is just so smart. It's built for how people actually learn. You get the main ideas in a short video, then a quick quiz to make sure you got it. Then you jump into a discussion forum to learn with others. And if you're a real keener, there's an optional digging deeper section with more academic stuff. It really covers all the bases. And the technology behind all this is designed to be as accessible as possible. It's all online, but they use AI for translations to smash through language barriers. That micro-learning format we just saw, that's specifically designed to work even if you have a slow internet connection. The whole point is to just knock down every possible barrier to entry. Of course, a project this big and ambitious is going to hit some roadblocks, right? But what's so impressive is how they've actually thought through the potential problems ahead of time. So, first up, the digital divide. What about that poor internet connectivity we mentioned? Well, instead of just hoping it gets better, the whole course is designed from the ground up to use very little data. They're even creating downloadable modules you can use completely offline. It's brilliant. Okay, what about quality? There's always a worry with online stuff that it won't be as good, right? To make sure this course is academically solid and not just a copy and paste job, they're partnering with an accredited school, the University of the Nations. That brings in real legitimacy and a strict peer review process for everything they create. And then there's the human element. What if people are just resistant to a new way of doing things? Well, this goes right back to that core kitchen idea. By having African leaders in the kitchen as co-creators, it builds trust and ownership from day one. It makes it clear this isn't just another program being pushed on them from the outside. And finally, the big one, money. How do you keep this going for the long haul? The plan is to avoid being totally dependent on donations. So it's a mix. Some donor support, a tiered subscription model so people pay what they can, and, get this, the training itself helps create local economic opportunities. It's a self-sustaining cycle. So when you put all these pieces together, it becomes really clear. This is about so much more than just launching another online course. This is about being a catalyst for real, deep, and lasting change. At the end of the day, the vision is just massive. It's about empowering a new generation of leaders who can bring positive, holistic change to their families, to their communities, and to their nations. Leaders who help people flourish in every single part of life. And that kind of leaves us with this one final powerful thought. It really makes you question our old assumptions about learning. What if the future of education isn't about sitting in a classroom? What if it's about all of us being invited into the kitchen to cook up something new, together?